Hundreds of people lined the streets of Otsego today to pay their respects to Army Sergeant Mark Schoonhoven.
In addition to watching the procession, they couldn't help but notice the nearly 2,000 flags placed along that route.
24-hour News 8 Steve Calso is in Otsego today and joins us now with a remarkable story about how all of those flags got there. Just beautiful.
Yeah, you know, when I first drove into Otsego today, you just couldn't help but notice just flags everywhere. It's the very first thing you'd see. And as I stood waiting for the procession to begin, I met one of the most interesting people I think I've ever met. His name is Larry Eckhart. They call him the Flag Man. What I first noticed was Amazing Grace blaring from Larry Eckhart's well-traveled van. When I introduced myself, I had no idea what he had done.
To me, it's something that needs to be done.
To honor Sergeant Mark Schoonhoven, Larry Eckhart set up flags all over Otsego. Tons of flags, 1,800 United States flags.
You know, these young men and women give their life defending it. To me, the least we can do is make sure that flag protects them on their last trip.
For 7 years now, Eckhart has traveled a 9-state radius in the Midwest, setting them up and taking them down. 70,000 miles last year. Aside from a few donations, he finances it all. And today is his 100th funeral.
Yeah, this one here was a milestone. Unfortunately, it was a sad milestone.
A retired factory worker from Central Illinois, it surprised me to learn that Larry Eckhart never served in the military. He is, by all accounts, just an average guy who has taken on a larger-than-life mission.
I'm not that religious, but I am probably the most blessed man in the country.
He charges no fee, but considers himself a rich man.
You know, the payback for me is when I see the family drive by, and you can tell, even though they're in utter shock, that it means something to them.
And when the last of them are packed away, the flag man rolls out of town, on to his next mission.
I would like for this to be my last funeral, but we both know it's not, so we'll just continue to do it.
You know, when you hear Larry talk in that story, he says things like we and us and how we do this and it takes all of us to do it. The truth is he's alone in that van. Who he's talking about is a group of volunteers that he gets together every time he goes into a new town. Tonight, it's off to Brazil, Indiana, where again tomorrow and Saturday, a visitation and funeral for another soldier. Bye.